Karma Mini.
येषां तु अन्तगतं पापं जनानां पुण्यकर्मणां ते द्वन्द्वमोहनिर्मुक्ता bhajante माम दृढव्रताः. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, whose sinful actions are completely eradicated and who are freed from the duality of delusion, engage themselves in my service with determination. So this is important. Krishna tells everybody is born into delusion, but yesham tu antagatam papam, those who are able to get freed from all the sinful reactions of the past, antagatam papam, Jananam Punya Karmanam, and they are avowedly engaged only in pious activities in previous lives and in this life. When the sinful actions are completely stopped, Te Dvandva Moha Nirmukta, they become freed from all dualities and confusion. Bhajante Mam Dridhavrita, such a person can bhajante, engage in my bhajan, my service with Dridhavrita. So any person who is not doing bhajan of Krishna, they may be jnanis, philosophers or yogis. We have to understand they are not yet freed from the sinful reactions of the previous lives. Otherwise, with dridhavrata, with great determination, they will be doing bhajan as it is mentioned here. So a person who is doing bhajan, he is considered the most pure, more purer than an ashtanga yogi, more purer than a jnana yogi, more purer than a karmi. But important word used here is Dvandva Moha Nirmukta. The confusions, the dualities will be nullified only when we are freed from the sinful actions. So we should be very eager to understand Karmano hi api bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha. What is sinful and what is pious? What is right and what is wrong? And even though we know what is wrong, first of all, we do not know. The Shastras are explaining, at least don't commit these 4 kinds of sinful activities which are the pillars of all other sins. Which are these? Striya Suna Dyuti Pana Yatra Papas Chaturvidha. The Vedas describe these are the 4 great papas, adharmas, sinful activities. Killing other living entities or meat eating, that is called Suna. This is the biggest sin. A person who is giving so much harm to other living entities cannot understand God, will suffer life after life. Dyuti, gambling. Pana, intoxication. And illicit sex. These are the pillars of sinful life. Unfortunately, we have made them pillars of our enjoyment. But we see, where is enjoyment? In the long term, there is only suffering. If we are following these 4 principles very nicely, no meat eating, no animal killing, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex, automatically we'll become happy in our lives. And in that happy, jolly mood, we execute the principles mentioned in this book, then we will realize God without any failure. And then there will be no dualities in life. Heat and cold, pain and pleasure will be undisturbed by all of them. So this is very advanced stage, but it is shown by great many spiritualists like Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was given poison, but poison did not affect him. And he was kept in middle of so many snakes. He was thrown from the mountain cliff. He was made to sit among the hailstorms. Nothing affected him. Heat and cold is all the same. This very advanced stage. The changes of matter is not affecting at all. But this Bhakti Yoga process is so wonderful that even a neophyte, a beginner, can experience such a platform. So usually we think pleasure is good and pain is not good, but actually both are same. If a person is not having knowledge of Krishna, then pain is bad. If a person gets pain and the person is dushkritina, he'll become atheist. God is giving me pain, God is bad man. So he'll become atheist. Either he will tell there is no God, or he'll become more envious of God. Thus, pain is bad for a person who is having no knowledge of God, who is dushkritina, sinful. And pleasure is also bad for such a person, because such a person will simply enjoy the pleasures and he will think, who cares about God? What is the need of having God in life when I am having so much of pleasure? I will repeat. And the pleasure is also bad, because if a person is having material pleasures, he will think, what is the need of God? Anyway, life is happy, let me enjoy. And then he does not know in the long term there would be miseries. Birth, death, old age, disease. For this temporary immediate gratification, person will have to undergo. Thus, pain and pleasure both are impediments in ultimate happiness if the person is dushkriti. Thus, pleasure and pain both are same. And if the person knows absolute truth, then again pain and pleasure are both the same. If the person is having objects of sense enjoyment, he uses them in the service of Krishna, wealth used in the service of Krishna, power in the society used to make people devotees of Krishna, spread this knowledge, influence used to spread this knowledge, good kind family members, he takes their help to engage in the service of Krishna, engages them in the service of Krishna. So material pleasures are good, they help him in spiritual advancement. And if pains are there, then it uses it. If the pain is there, if there are physical maladies, diseases, he uses it to get detachment from this world. He realizes this material world is miserable, and he realizes the ephemeral nature of this material world. He purifies himself, his consciousness. Thus pains are also very good, and they help a person get detached from this material world, and it is an impetus for spiritual advancement. Thus pain is also good. It purifies one's intelligence. So thus in Krishna consciousness, pain is also good and pleasure is also good. So honor and dishonor both are good. If somebody respects you, then you give them this knowledge, they will take it up. If people disrespect you, then it's okay, remain detached from materialists and focus on Krishna consciousness. So devotee always remains free. He is not working very hard to maintain social prestige. If it comes, it is okay. If it goes, that is also welcome, does not matter. So thus devotee is always undisturbed, whether honor is coming, dishonor is coming, pain is coming, pleasure is coming. He knows both are good for my spiritual advancement. So if we are even a little bit advanced in this knowledge, we should not waste time tackling this material pains and pleasures. We should understand the art of using both pains and pleasures in the service of Krishna, thus always remain aloof, and thus become free from duality. Thus, just imagine, Bhakti Yoga is so wonderful. In advanced stage, anyway, heat and cold, nectar and poison is all same. It is all nectar for a devotee. Vishwam Purnam Sukhayate. Whole world is full of happiness. But even in the beginning, devotee is unaffected by these dualities. So this very extraordinary consciousness is offered to a Bhakti Yogi.